And so we continue our inquiry, our looking into um, A Year to Live. And what I love about that title, and it's the title of a book by Stephen Levine, A Year to Live, is that the emphasis is on live. I like the fact that the D word, die or death, is not in that title because the focus is on living our every moment and being alive in our every moment. And one way, and probably the ideal way to live fully our moments, is to live every moment in love and to live every moment with the desire to feel love. And that opportunity is so simple because we always have the opportunity to love ourselves, to love the person that's right next to us, even if that's a stranger, or even if that's the person that's closest in the whole world to us. We also have the opportunity to love the world, to love the natural world, to love the sky, the trees, the green grass. So that's how I hope to live all of my days. And I'll read a little passage from the book Walking Each Other Home by Ram Dass. And Ram Dass says, we all are born in each moment, and we all die in each moment. With each in-breath, we take in life. And with each out-breath, we give it up again. Letting go of attachment to who we think we are. Letting go of attachment to what we think we ought to be. To the desire for certain relationships, to fame, to material goods. All that letting go is preparation for the final letting go of this life. We need to be instead of do. We need to die as egos so we can live fully as souls. This is exactly what we do in our practice of surrendered presence. This is exactly the steps of surrendered presence. We come to the moment. We learn to be in and feel the moment. And we, in our practice, learn to come into that natural flow of receiving the breath and then letting it go again. And when we do that practice, I don't think of it in terms of letting go into death at all. I think of it as that natural rhythm, that this is what it is to be a creature, not just be a human, but all creatures. Receive and let go. And it helps me powerfully to be in that natural flow with all creation. It helps me to become a part of all of creation. And then our practice ends with letting go into a space of simple being. And that sense of simple being, that is when we become closest to our soul. And when our egos become quietest. So we go through all these stages in the practice of allowing ourselves to be held, of being in that natural flow of receiving and letting go. And then we rest. and simple being. And it is that that prepares us to live as souls. So I had a poem here. So this is a little short piece of a poem from Rumi. And he says, "This is how I would die into the love I have for you, as pieces of cloud dissolve in the sunlight. This is how I would die into the love I have for you, as pieces of cloud dissolve in the sunlight." So I recognize that whenever I hear that poem, I can feel that very gentle dying of the clouds just dissipating into the sunlight. And I don't have to disappear as I dissipate into that sunlight. I become one with. So as I imagine dying into the love I have for a spring flower in Alaska, I feel myself fall into it, become one with it. I do not feel dead. I feel very alive. So this little scrap of poem is very much a guide to how to live fully by dying. So let's practice together. So I will remind us again that we practice in love. So I invite us to take a breath in. And as we let that breath out, to just imagine the ocean, the blue, deep ocean, and imagining that that ocean is love. And as we take another breath in and we let it all the way out, we let ourselves fall into that ocean. There's no danger here. It's completely safe. We don't drown. We're simply held. And then on the third breath, we let ourselves become that ocean of love, one with it, dissolving into it, but also remaining this unique, wondrous self that we each are. Now bringing your attention to your own experience. This is the time to really know what's happening with you, or begin to really know what's happening with you. So just noticing any experience that arises in any part of your being. And when you notice it, just silently name it to yourself. This is our first step into presence. We intend to never forget this simple first step of just saying, I hear the birds sing. I feel my feet on the floor. I notice my tummy's hungry. This all begins to bring us home to ourselves so that we can be here for our life. And then we bring our awareness to our body. This morning, let's invite energy into all parts of our body, waking our body up, beginning with our feet. Letting energy, light, love enter our lower legs. And our upper legs. Letting light and energy flow into our hips, our pelvis, our bellies. Letting light and energy flow into our chest and our beating heart. Letting it flow into our shoulders, our arms, and our hands. And then beginning with our tailbone, letting love, light, and energy flow up our spine, awakening all our muscles, our ribs, flowing up into the neck, including the scalp. And then letting that energy come to rest on our face. And now noticing your body as a whole. See if you can feel any difference in your body now than when we began. See if you can sense yourself as more awake and more alive, more here. Staying grounded in the body, bring your awareness to your heart. And we'll do the same thing with our heart, imagining love, light, and energy filling our hearts. And then simply noticing how that affects us. Maybe we can't feel much. That's okay. Maybe we feel our heart expand. I'm getting the sense of my heart as a rose, the light touching the rose, letting it unfold. It feels very gentle and welcome. Now bringing our attention to the part of us that is spirit. This is the part of us that I believe is the aliveness in ourselves. It's independent of how the body is doing. Whether the body is sick or well, there is this other spiritual energy that flows through our whole being. And that even when I'm feeling unwell, I can feel it dancing. I can feel it abounding in my being. It's the same even when we feel sad or depressed. We go looking, we become aware of our spirit. This is the part that can lift us. It may take time to begin to sense it, to feel it. And then noticing our mind. How has the mind shifted since we sat down to practice? Only that question, not is it better than it was? Are we fixing it in some way? Just how might it be different? And now noticing ourselves as a whole being. And maybe even being in awe for a moment about what it is to be a whole being. There's no other creature like us that has all these parts: body, heart, spirit, mind, soul. We are special, and it is our work in the world to use our special gifts to love this world. Now noticing how the earth is holding us, drawing us into itself by the force of gravity. And really allowing ourselves to feel that pull. And as we feel it, we feel the holding to give ourselves over to it more and more deeply, so that our whole being becomes more and more relaxed as we recognize the truth, the reality that we are not holding ourselves. We don't have to do that work. The earth has got us, it's holding us. And it's just a next step to begin to trust love to hold us in the same way. And in this place of holding, beginning to observe that natural flow of breath flowing in and back out again. Drawing in all that is needed in this moment, releasing all that is not needed. And if we can stay in this natural flow, we will stay in a natural flow of spiritual health, a natural flow of mental health, letting thoughts come and go, a natural flow of emotional health, where we can feel what wants to be felt in the moment. We don't have to hang on to anything. And then when we're ready, following that out breath all the way out, letting go of everything, not having to attend to anything, completely relax and coming to rest in a state of simple being. In love. See if you can feel the words from Rumi. This is how I would die into the love I have for you. As pieces of cloud dissolve in sunlight. Thank you so much for practicing with me and supporting my own practice. Love you all.